First workout for the starter program is a pull-up, left leg lunge, overhead press or the down dog, right leg lunge. So you want to make sure that towel is nice and secure, those knots are tight in your T-towel, and we're going to go into the pull-up. Now get nice and close to the door, pull down. You want to be up on your tippy toes with those shoulder blades down and back, and lower yourself down and then pull yourself up. Now with the pull-up, when you're doing it full body weight, you obviously want to go more vertically, and because your legs are in front, it's going to push you away from the door. So it isn't ideal, but it's pretty good. You're getting a nice vertical line there, and it's going to prep those tissues, get a good stretch at the bottom, and prepare you for heavier pull-ups. If you are getting into this program, you definitely want to get some rings and get a good setup, but this is just to get you going, get you started. So here, you can make it heavier by just trying to keep as much weight in the towel as possible and as little in the legs as possible. Control that. You can even do a bit of an eccentric where you come up, take your feet off and lower yourself down. And that's quite hard because the towel's much harder to grip than a pull-up bar or a set of rings. So it is very heavy through there, just doing those eccentrics. And if you are really into this and you're quite strong already, you could do the full pull-up where you're not touching the ground. But you want to make sure that's anchored nicely and the door's closing towards you, so you're putting all that weight in there. Now, when you're doing the lunge, nice and deep, you want to start out where you're fairly comfortable, but you want to come down. If you have to put your knee down to get into this nice stretch position, the heel lifts off a little bit, that's okay. But we're trying to strengthen the connective tissue in the knee by going nice and deep. Now, if that's really uncomfortable, limit the range, but the goal of it would be to get down really deep, squeeze that glute, have that knee go right over, mobilize that ankle, and push up. So you're not just thinking about getting big legs, but you want strong and flexible legs. So you're coming down, get a nice pause at the bottom, squeeze that glute, drive it up. Now if that is not ideal for you because it's just too hard to get down, you can use something, so you can have your chair beside you and then just lower down, just spot yourself and then push yourself up, doing it like that, and then just spotting yourself so you can get a bit deeper. But ideally working those reps up, and you can work up to 10 reps per leg. So you do the left leg forward first, then we're going to go into the overhead push. Starter version is just doing a down dog. So all I'm going to do here is trying to get my hips open, so you get some hamstring ability, but getting those shoulders open, pressing up overhead, coming back to a bridge, and then coming back into that nice hamstring stretch, shrugging up overhead, hinging. You can stretch the heels out, just getting 5 smooth reps of those. You can make that heavier by adding the bent arm version. So you might go into that, come forward and just get your push up, press up, and go into that down dog. After you've got those down, then you can start to work towards that pike push up. So you're coming forward and pressing up, coming over, pressing up. So they're quite heavy though, so you don't need to rush into that. I usually recommend that people get some dumbbells or some free weights to work on that overhead press, because that's quite a heavy version. But just if you're working on that down dog, mobilizing the shoulder, prepping it, and that's great. Then we go into the right leg. And the reason why we break the legs up is that way you're getting a fresh start each time, and even each leg is getting even conditioning. If we just went straight from one leg to the other, then a second leg is going to be pre-fatigued by the first leg. Now ideally you work up to 5 sets of that workout, but you can start out with 3 And then rep wise, 5 to 10. You could do 3 reps with them because they're pretty heavy with the pull-up if you're doing a harder version. And the lunge is really hard for you. 3 reps is a good starting place. I like using a timer, a 30-second timer, so you get a 2-minute round, 30 seconds for the pull-up, 30 seconds for the lunge, 30 seconds for the press or the down dog, 30 seconds for the lunge on the other leg. That way you're keeping a 2-minute round. Makes it really simple, keeps you on track, stops you wasting time, gets it done. So even if you're doing 5 sets, it's still only a 10-minute workout. So get that done. What I want from you is just 2 to 3 reps of each movement from your last set. So when you're fatigued, so we can have a look. Your pull up, film from the side. Your lunge, film from the side so I can see everything, and that down dog position, film from the side. That way I can coach you, I can give you feedback on what you need to work on, and that way we can improve a lot faster.